Hello, welcome to the Mini Army Show, and today we're doing... What is it, buddy?
British Infantry.
British Infantry is Italeri 172 scale British Infantry.
You like Italeri.
And, buddy, as I'm always saying, you know the way I love the box art?
Yeah?
You know what's weird about the box art on this one?
What?
It doesn't really represent what's in the box.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
You don't get that guy.
No, they're different.
You don't get that.
See, they've got camo. Yeah. They've got camo on their helmets. Well, the guys in the pack don't have camo on their helmets.
And some of the poses aren't there.
Yeah, it's just a little thing, but it's curious why they would do that. Why they would have a picture of different guys on the box. Even the back, it has a paint guide for the guy, and slightly different guy. It's not a million miles away. It's a slightly different guy. So what these are is this is a remake of a 1982 mold from a company called Eschi. I think Italeri. I think they bought the molds off Eschi. Is I think what happens. I think they bought their molds and they produce them now, and this also has the War Games Approved logo on it. You get 50 characters in a box, and there's 15 different poses. If you count
the other guy, if there's like two guys stuck together.
Yeah, if you count
like these.
If you count these guys.
Or
No, that's not focusing. Still not focusing. Yeah. Still not focusing. Anyway.
Or these guys.
Two injured guys.
Or these guys.
Yeah, they're two separate guys as well. But you'd expect that. Alright, buddy, so you've done a little setup here, and these are the guys. This is a little model church that we're working on. It's not finished being painted or anything like that. But these are some of the guys in poses, and you can see the detail on them is really good.
Yeah.
The moulding on them is really good. Obviously, there's not much.
Everything on them is really good. You could just say.
Yeah, they're very good. They're very good. These are these little homemade
walls. What about the tank over here?
Yeah, there's
my tank.
Patrick's Cromwell. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Anyway, let's talk about the guys, right? So the detail of them is very good, and the mouldings of them is very good, and there's a few weird poses, like this guy. Yeah. This guy, he's about to bash someone's head in with his rifle, and there's the Piat, right? So the Piat is he's firing it from the ground. Actually, there's a funny little mistake about that. Is the Piat had a monopod, and that's got a bipod, so that's a little mistake. And to show the error, here's the British paratroopers, and that's the Piat guy firing the Piat from the British paratrooper set that they do, and he's got the monopod like they're meant to. Now, one of the only criticisms I'd have of this kit is that these guys here, there's a few guys with Thompson machine guns, and I would say I would have preferred to see them using Sten guns, because they did use Thompson machine guns, but Sten guns a British machine gun, and it would be more in keeping with the look. This guy here running, he's got a Tommy gun as well.
How do you know all those types of guns?
Yeah, I'm a nerd, probably. Right, so he's got a Tommy gun as well. You can see the detail on them is great. Well worth the price of them, and I'm going to flip over now and show a few of them that we've painted up. So here's the guys all set up and painted, and you get 15 poses. You get, actually in a box, you get 50 guys in a box, but you get 15 poses. And these first two guys are holding Tommy guns. There's one guy walking along and one guy
running.
Looks like he's shooting them.
Look, he's running.
Now the bases, I'll just do an example of these. The guys with no stands on them, right? And obviously they're going to be a bit flimsy. They're just going to knock over because the stands are quite small on them. What I've done is I've glued them to a few old coins, 1 cent, 2 cents, whatever, and it gives them a bit of durability. So when you knock them, they stay upright. As you see, the guys without the base, you tap them, they're going to fall over. These ones you can tap when we're playing our war game, and they stay standing up. So that's a little tip if anyone happens to buy these and wants to paint them up. So here's the poses. The two guys with the Tommy gun, we've done them. There's two guys separately with a Vickers gun. They're shooting the Vickers. There's a guy just walking along with the bayonet fixed. He looks cool, doesn't he?
Yeah.
There's the two guys in the standard shooting pose, which I really like them. And there's an unusual one we were just looking at, the guy with an injured friend. There's the guy throwing the grenade, and he's a bit weird looking. There's not a lot of weight in him throwing, so his pose is a bit weak. But yeah, he'll still do. He's holding his gun in a bit of a weird way. Looks like he's sticking the muzzle into the ground. There's the guy shooting the Piat, but he's shooting it from the ground. And as I remember, I said to you, there's he's actually got a bipod. When
monopod.
Yeah, exactly. The Piat would have a monopod, and his hand's in a bit of a weird place. Like usually that hand would be over the side holding it steady. There's a radio guy, which is good for wargaming, because sometimes some games you might want to use airstrikes or whatever, and so you can use the radio operator for that. You've got the officer. A good thing about the officer in this is he's wearing his helmet, because you wouldn't want to be wearing your cap, because you're a dead cert for snipers if you're in a battle situation. And there's two kind of weird poses that I never painted up, because I wouldn't think they're that usable in a war game. There's this guy here with he's about to bash someone's head in with the butt of his gun. He's ran out of bullets and he's going to clobber someone. And then there's this guy who's a bit of a letdown. He's the Bren gun operator, which is, Bren guns are good for wargaming because they're the light machine gun, but he's kind of just crawling along the ground with it, so he was a bit useless for a war game. The Bren gun operator guy from the paratrooper pack is in a much better pose. He's moving forward, obviously firing the Bren gun, but this scaredy cat guy, he's just hiding behind a wall, right? So I didn't even paint him up. Anyway, so that's kind of the range of poses, all very good. And these guys were easy enough to paint. Probably maybe I don't have the colours perfect, and I haven't exactly finished them off. There's a bit of finishing to do on them. I haven't done any dirt effects or anything on them, and I intend to put some flock on their bases to make them look a bit more realistic. But that's basically it. That's the set of poses that you get. You get 50 guys in a box and 15 different poses. Just before we go, Patrick wanted to talk a bit about his what mark is it?
4.
Mark 4, Cromwell Mark 4, and the option that you chose has the extended
stuff.
Turret.
And
not turret.
Hatch.
And the engine.
And it has a plough.
Yeah, so you had a choice between doing them. Unfortunately, it only had American markings on it. It's a pity it didn't have British markings to go with the British Infantry.
Yeah.
And so that was an Airfix model that you got, and you're super happy with that.
Yeah.
And it's 1/72 scale, goes with the little men. And a little bit of talking about. I was just going to.
Tiny then.
Yeah, it's a small enough tank, it's like a medium-sized tank. But anyway, see these walls here. These me and Patrick have scratch built these walls.
Yeah, and we bought.
So they come in lengths.
We bought the church part, and everything else was scratch built.
Yeah, so we haven't talked about anything to do with scratch build and stuff on the mini army show, and it was my intention to actually do a bit of that, because we do a lot of that. And just for an example of these walls, they come in 2 lengths like that, and you can do curves and stuff with them like this. And we also have a broke out section that if a tank was to go through a wall in an area, we have the tank breaking through, and the tank has broken through that part of the wall there. And also, what have we got
bunker.
here? Here we got your bunker.
That has a lid.
It has the removable lid, so
and it has a door you could just walk them through.
Yeah, the guys could be in the bunker. See the little bit of flock there? Even the flock we made was DIY flock, not these bushes, but the little grass effects there. I intend to, in the future, put some flock on the bases of these characters, depending on what scenery I want to put them in. But this is scratch built with a product called Foamex.
Yeah.
Architectural model builders use Foamex to build this stuff, and that's what that's built with. It's a hard plastic kind of thing, and you can carve it, and you can sand it, and you can paint it, and it doesn't warp, and it's good and solid. And I cut lengths of it and built up the structure of the walls, and then I've got little registration points in there, and then you stick it together, and you've got a bunker for your war game. And then we've got walls here that I've carved out and made molds of. So I've got loads of these, loads of them to paint as well. So maybe in the future we'll talk about scratch built and DIY scratch built war game scenery. And if anyone's interested in hearing about any scratch built stuff or they would prefer kit based stuff, bang a message in the comments and say I'd like you to do a bit of DIY scratch built stuff. Yeah. Then we'll accommodate and we'll do some videos doing DIY stuff. This is a little mini diorama just with Patrick's Cromwell and a couple of American paratroopers.
She glued on.
Yeah, exactly. They're stuck there forever. Anyway, so that's the end of that.
Get me out of here.
He moved a bit. So that's the Italeri British Infantry. They're very cool. We like them. Yeah. And yeah, they're well worth. I think we only paid like 12 euros for this or something like that. I'm not 100% sure how much I paid, but it's not that much. I think it's less than 15 euros. Anyway, that's good value, and we use them in our war game. And that's all from the Mini Army Show. So if you like it, tell a friend. If you don't like it,
tell an enemy.
Bye.
Patrick, your cereal's all gone. Good boy. Patrick, look at me. Patrick, will I get you toast?
Toast.